Hello, dear students. Welcome back to our English class. Today we're going to talk about comparative adjectives. Let's look at the vocabulary. Here we have some adjectives that describe nouns. For example, fast, long, new, old, and strong. Funny, friendly, tiny, heavy, and pretty. Famous, elegant, busy, and delicious. And maybe you are wondering, but what are comparative adjectives then? Well, comparative adjectives are words used to compare one noun to another noun. For example, here we have two houses, and maybe you feel more protected in the ones made of brick. If you want to compare those houses, you can say the brick house is safer than the other one. We use the adjective safe. Now let's practice some rules. To make comparative adjectives, actually, you must change the adjective to the comparative form. For that, we have to add the ER. For example, here we have small, and then we change it to smaller. And here we have the rule number 1, just as we said in the slide before. With regular one-syllable adjective, we add ER to make the comparative form. For example, fast and faster. The rule number 2, with regular one- and two-syllable adjectives that end in Y, we remove the Y and add IER to make the comparative form. For example, here, happy. We change it by happier. Rule number 3. With adjectives that end with a single vowel followed by a single consonant, the consonant is doubled and ER is added. For example, here you see big, bigger. We add another consonant just as same as the last one, and then we add the ER, bigger. Here we have the rule number 4. With two-syllable adjectives that don't end in Y and all three-syllable adjectives, we add more before the adjective. For example, beautiful, more beautiful. Here we have a summary of all the rules that we have seen before. One syllable, strong, stronger, small, smaller, fast, faster, consonant, short, vowel plus consonant, big, bigger. The ones that end in E, large, larger. The ones that end in Y, happy, happier, easy, easier. Two syllables, gentle, gentler, more gentle. Three or more syllables, expensive, more expensive. Beautiful, more beautiful. And of course, we have some exceptions, the irregular forms. For example, good, better, little, less. Another irregular adjectives are, here we have, well, good, better, bad, worse, far, further, well, better, much more, many more.
Comparative adjectives. We use comparative adjectives when we want to compare two things. For example, which fruit is sweeter, a strawberry or a lemon? I think a strawberry is sweeter than a lemon. To construct them, we add ER at the end of the adjective, like this: small, smaller; cold, colder; tall, taller. If the adjective ends in Y, like crazy, we must replace it with the letter I and add the suffix ER. My dog is crazier than other dogs. To use adjectives like big or fat as comparative, we should duplicate their last letter and add the suffix ER. For example, his dreams are bigger than him. Adjectives with 3 or more syllables form the comparative with the words more or less. My mother is more intelligent and less reckless than I am. Usually, we follow this formula to make a comparison. The first subject we are comparing, the verb, the comparative adjective, the word than, and the second subject. He is younger than my brother. Learn more by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
GCF Aprende Libre, creando oportunidades para una vida mejor.
Now that we have seen all the rules, let's practice a little bit. Fast, faster. Slow, slower. Strong, stronger. Big, bigger. Happy, happier. Cold, colder. Hot, hotter. Cheap, cheaper. Handsome, more handsome. Expensive, more expensive. And here we are going to complete the chart actually with all the comparative form of the adjectives. Here we have all the rules together and we're going to identify them. You can do by yourself at home. For example, here we have small, smaller, big, bigger, fast, faster, long, longer, strong, stronger, new, newer, old, older, pretty, prettier. Sorry, prettier. Easy, easier, busy, busier, funny, funnier, friendly, friendlier, tiny, tinier, heavy, heavier, modern, more modern, interesting, more interesting, famous, more famous, elegant, more elegant, expensive, more expensive, delicious, more delicious, beautiful, more beautiful. Now that we have practiced all the adjectives in the comparative way, we're going to write some sentences you can do by yourself at home. Here we have the structure to write a comparative sentence. First of all, we're going to pick our noun. In this case, we have two nouns here, the Panama Canal Museum and the Biomuseo. The verb indicating in purple, the color purple, that is the action, right? And of course, we have the comparative form. In this case, we're using the verb be, the comparative form, and also we have the word than. That is very important because we're comparing two things, and the other noun. For example, here we are going to talk about the Biomuseo, that is a little bit more colorful and all those things, right? So we can say Biomuseo is funnier than Panama Canal. Okay, now here we have Multiplaza Pacific Mall and Los Andes Mall. We're going to compare them because one is cheaper than the other one. The other one is a little bit pricey. Then we're going to say Multiplaza. We choose our verb be, that is. Multiplaza is more expensive than Los Andes Mall. And finally, we have two festivals that we actually celebrate in our country. El Manito Cueño Festival and La Mejorana Festival. La Mejorana is more interesting than Manito Cueño Festival. I don't know if that is true, but this is just an example. Don't take it personal. Okay? Now, here we have the noun, right? That is La Mejorana and El Manito Cueño. We have the two festivals. We have the verb be, that is in this case. We have the comparative form that is indicated with the color green, more interesting, using more because we have more than, we have 3 syllables, right? More than 2 syllables. And we have than. The word than is very important, don't forget that, because that indicates that you are comparing two things. And we have the second noun that you are comparing. Okay, now you can do it by yourself at home. Here we have two things, tamales and bollos, and both are delicious, right? But we want to say that one is more delicious than the other one. I don't know if you like bollos rather than tamales, or in my case, I love tamales, but you can do it just as you want, as you desire. And in my case, I just pick tamales. We're going to find the verb be, because tamales is plural, so that's why we are using are. Tamales are more delicious than bollos. We are using our comparative form of delicious, and we are using, of course, our word than, and the second noun that we are comparing, that is pollos. Some people love festivals, some others love carnivals, but both of them are popular. Let's choose the nouns, the verb be, the comparative form to make our own sentence. You can just pause the video and then you can do it by yourself. After 2 minutes, you can build your own sentence. But in this case, because we know the time and all those things, let's do it. Carnival is more popular than festivals. Here we have our two nouns. We have our verb be. We have the comparative form of the word popular. We have the word than, and of course the second noun, festivals. Whoa, whoa, we have two cold places that Panama has. Cerro Punta, that is located in Chiriquí, and Cerro Azul, that is part of Panama City. Of course, both of them are cold, right? And some people like that. Now, Cerro Punta is colder, the comparative form of cold is colder than Cerro Azul. And that is all for today, my dear students. Thank you for being with me here. You have done an excellent work, and I hope that you guys continue practicing at home. See you next time. Bye bye.